What fool thing is Johnny doing now? Well, here we go. Lee Hacklin, private investigator, in Triad Agency, Chapter 2. I was in my office. My one window was wedged open. My drapes were threadbare, and I had vague concerns about spontaneous combustion. Flame on! I was deeply immersed in my latest literary diversion. It's not good enough that I succeed. Others must fail, by Genghis Khan. Not safe for work. What a prick. No, actually, I was reading The Celebrated Cases of Dick Tracy by Chester Gould. I winced as Flat Top took a bullet to the jaw. This was hard-bitten stuff for a so-called comic strip. The elevator doors down the hall slid open, and three black men presented themselves. Now, back in the slightly less uptight 70s, most people, I think, would have rolled their eyes at the very idea of a hyphenated American. I had no interest whatsoever in a person's ethnicity, but it was relevant in this case. I recognized the most muscular of them, John Reynolds. He was one of Hollywood's hottest directors. He was in his 40s, wore a pink silk suit, and a gold medallion hung from a gold chain around his Hulk-thick neck. I put my bookmark in my book, stood, walked around my desk, and extended my hand towards Reynolds. He shook it warmly. Lee Hacklin, America's Greatest Crime Fighter. He smiled and said, I dig that book. It's in my collection. I've got The Phantom and Flash Gordon, too. Reynolds made low-budget action movies. Critics hated them. Audiences worldwide loved them. They sure weren't boring. A lot of film critics, it seemed to me, never seem to grasp the reality that most people are not going to movies for an experience that's intellectually challenging. They just want to have a good time. They want to escape to a world where good is rewarded and evil is punished. I also recognized one of the other men, Julius Reynolds, John's son. He was in his early 20s, tall, gangly, and at that point in time, one of America's most popular stand-up comics. He raised his hand for a high five and I returned it. Any man who likes Dick Tracy is cool with me. John said, Lee, this is Luke Vaughn. He produces my movies. Luke was short in stature, medium in build, and large in rage, extra large. His 1,000-yard stare was impressive. He wore a conservative business suit. The creases were sharp enough to pass muster with Sergeant Foley. His voice was deep. It made Darth Vader sound like Truman Capote. He intoned, let me make this plain so there's no misunderstanding. I hate white people. I lit a blue buzzard and said, leave. The door is right behind you. The window is right behind me. Your call. Julius chuckled and said, I never thought I'd live to see this day, Uncle Luke. The day when someone finally put you in your place. Oh, I like this man, Dad. Can we keep him? Thanks for watching. Don't forget, God loves you. And so does Johnny. Happy Saturday.